All right. Hey, it's Vance Morris again here with another expert resource for the Definitive Business Operating System event coming up in Baltimore, November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, with a bonus mastermind day on Saturday the 5th. So I'm excited right now to have, I think the Guinness Book of World Records has him in there as the world's fastest copywriter. So let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Jack Turk.
Uh, well, I like the virtual acclaim. That's awesome. And the small smattering of applause means very much to me.
All I can do for you.
That's great.
Tell
it's
everybody who the hell you are.
Well, I am the self-proclaimed. I can't say it's made it to the Guinness Book yet, but I am the self-proclaimed world's fastest copywriter. And I got that title basically from Dave D, who I worked with who was the head of marketing at GKIC back from 2012 onward. I was the head of copywriting for GKIC from 2012 to 2015. And he made it clear to me that that is my superpower. I am the world's fastest copywriter. I can generate copy extremely fast. I was actually one of the fastest writers at Microsoft back in the old days when I worked at Microsoft at the Evil Empire for 15 years and cranked out manuals and videos and all kinds of stuff for them. I took that skill and leveraged into copywriting. So that's where I'm at today.
Very cool. I'm glad to have you here, and I'm glad you're going to be an expert resource for all the attendees at the event. So this is going to be great. I got to start with a basic question.
Sure.
Because a lot of folks, they understand they've got to do marketing, they got to advertise. They hear the word copy, and they're like, "Well, am I supposed to copy what this other guy's doing? Mm-hmm. What is this copy?" So, just give us a little brief, not history, but what is copy? What does that mean?
Copy was coined by, I think his name was John Kennedy, way back in the early 1920s, I believe. He explained that copywriting is essentially salesmanship in print. And to me, that is one of the key factors in being able to produce marketing materials quickly, because Vance, your passion for what you do comes through. Obviously, it just exudes. It comes off the screen. And I've met a lot of small business owners who don't think they're writers, don't think they're copywriters, don't think they're really great marketers, but you get them one-on-one talking about their business and their passion, their energy, their love for their customer, their exhilaration for the kinds of products and services they can provide to solve the problems and pain that their clients and customers have. It just screams from them. And to my mind, that's what copy is. It's not tricky. It's not like lots of little tricks and stuff. It's just one-on-one. You're speaking to somebody across the table from you, just sharing. You understand their pain. You understand what hurts them, and you really have got the solution. And you just got to tell them.
Great. Yeah. Some people are like, "Oh my God, writing copy, does that mean like I'm writing a newspaper article or something like that?" And, writing copy could be as simple as a subject line, right?
Exactly. It could be a subject, anything to get their attention, anything that shares, when I was doing, I did magic shows. I did a lot of magic shows. This is kind of how I learned it, because I was an entertainer. I did children's shows and stuff like that, And when I was on the phone, I wrote a phone script, okay, because I was really diligent about this, so when mom called saying, "Hey, are you available for next Saturday's birthday party?" What came in my heart was that I know I was the best option she had. I knew it. And that's copy. And the phone script was copy. And the energy that I knew that if I was less than 100% on fire for what I had was able to deliver for her, I was actually committing a mortal sin, because she would suffer. Her children would suffer if they didn't hire me, because I was the best. And I really do believe I was the best. I was the best solution for her problem. There was other magicians, who are, pretty good, but I was the best. And that to me is copy. That's the essence of copy too.
So
Having that passion.
getting exactly what you just said, that energy, that enthusiasm, that emotion onto paper.
Exactly. Onto paper or on video, like
Yep.
this is going to be on video, just you talking to a camera, just expressing how much you care about somebody else and how you can solve their problems, and on camera, on paper, online, whatever, however you want to do it, over the phone, etc. It's all copy.
Gotcha. So, I mean, you mentioned problems, and from your point of view, from your expertise, what do you think the number one problem for small business owners, home service owners in particular? What is the number one problem when it comes to marketing their business?
Modeling what everybody else does, doing exactly the same thing that everybody else does, and trying to fall into, well, they created something sort of like, well, magician. The whole thing with magic is magic for all occasions. Well, what, funerals, hangings? What type of, all occasions? No. Pick something that can really make you stand out. You want to be the one ad back in the days of the Yellow Pages. You wanted to be the one ad in the Yellow Pages that totally stood out, that was totally unique. You don't want to look like everybody else. You don't want your business card to look like everybody else. You don't want your website to look like every other plumber, every other carpet cleaner, every other whatever it is. You want your website to stand out and be unique and really immediately get to the heart of the issue. When I did magic shows, actually, this is, again, you mentioned plumbers. I always felt like doing a birthday party, being a birthday party magician. That's what I did, hundreds and thousands of birthday parties. It's like being a plumber. Nobody ever thinks about a plumber until the toilet explodes. Then, oh my God, I need a plumber, And that's how I looked at my website for birthday party magic. Was nobody's thinking about magicians until it's a week from Saturday, and you have 35 5-year-olds coming to your house for 2 hours, and you don't know what you're going to do with 35 5-year-olds. Oh my God, I got to hire somebody to take care of this for 60 minutes at least, Yep. And it's an emergency. And so you speak to that. What's the emergency you can solve?
Definitely. I mean, that's huge. And identifying, the pain points of your clients, and then being able to, as you said, and also niche. It's funny I was talking to one of my clients who has a buddy who really niched. Now he's an accountant.
Okay.
Right? Now, accounting is a very broad, general, actually accountant / financial planner, very broad category. Mm-hmm. But he specialized in exotic dancers.
Oh, that's fascinating.
So he was the titty bar dancer accountant. Mm-hmm. He really got to, I don't know how he got to know the business, but he got to know the business and really help these dancers take their cash, because literally that's what they got.
Oh, yeah.
And figure out, okay, can I retire on this? Can I have a savings? Can I save up to buy a house? Because a lot of them they're not thinking that. But he's got thousands of clients all around the US.
No, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. And you could do that as a financial player with any niche that is highly cash based, works a lot of cash, has got sort of, I would presume, somewhat of a limited lifespan for that career.
Yeah.
That, legitimately, there's some careers that don't have long, probably sport. For example, you could be a financial planner for baseball players, professional baseball players.
Yep.
Professional bowlers, because those types, it's very similar to athletics, that you have, no matter what, if you're in that, where your body is like a huge part of, your income, you can't fight time. At some point,
Unless you're Tom Brady.
unless you're Tom Brady, but even Tom Brady has had, I'm sure, wonderful, excellent financial advice.
I'm sure he has. But yeah, no, so I mean, and when you're talking about home service businesses, I mean, like for my carpet cleaning business, we niche, but it's almost an unspoken niche. Like we only clean for homeowners. We don't clean for renters. I don't want to clean because they're nasty. We only market to affluent homeowners. So even if you're affluent and you're a renter, I still don't want to clean for you.
Right.
And once you do that, and I think you'll agree, we get that price elasticity.
Exactly.
And we get the chance to really, expand our prices, offer better services and things like that. So how do you communicate, or how would you communicate, the experience that somebody might get, or a client might get from a business owner?
Well, I think that's really important in the copy. That's like something when you're sending out, and you're a big fan of doing shock and awe packages and stuff like that. I think it's really important that people have an awareness of what to expect in working with you. And I'll go back. I just got back from doing a trip to Disney World. And you know Disney extremely well, and you were a master of that kind of stuff. Right. They did such a wonderful job throughout the entire process of like planning the experience, because now and they're never going to go back. They did the whole COVID thing, and like you had to pick a resort, and then reserve your spots, reserve your dining reservation stuff. They ain't ever going to go back. That's so much value to them to make the customers jump through those hoops and everything, because they can use big data. I mean, all kinds of stuff for that. But they are brilliant at helping you, we almost weekly help you teasing what the experience is going to be like, things, how to set up, how to plan for it, and all the way through constant communications. And at the very front of a relationship in your shock and awe box, you should have a document, which is something like, or a note, or here's what it's like to work with me. Here's what you're going to experience. So people hate the unknown. People despise not knowing what's going to happen because they fear the worst, because we've all been burned. We've all gotten the worst. So by giving them some sort of upfront indication of what to expect, and the kind of again, always painting the transformation. Here's how good it's going to be at the end. And that just helps. It also basically helps sell them feeling good about you before they even really feel good about you for having delivered the product or the service.
Right. Yeah, that's huge. And being able to communicate that. I mean, one of the things that I always recommend to my clients, especially if they haven't met their prospect yet, is to get something in front of them, like you're saying, a box, an email, something, that introduces you or introduces the person. One of the companies, the glass repair, windshield companies, does a really good job. Safe does a great job of this. They must send 3 or 4 emails leading up to your appointment. And then they actually send you the picture of the guy that's coming to do the repair, so you know who to be looking for when he knocks on your front door, which I thought was fantastic. And then they have, on the day of, they have a tracking map where you can actually see where the guy is and how far away he is from your house as he works towards you. So that speaks volumes to me that, they care about being on time. They care about being transparent. They care about my safety because they're sending me a picture of the dude who's coming to.
Exactly. Yeah. Lyft does that. We use the minivan service at Disney, which they go through Lyft. You get like the fun colored, polka dot, Suburban or whatever it is they drive, and they'll send you a picture that you see. Here's the license number. Here's a picture of the car. Here's a picture of the driver. Right. So, and you watch the little the tracking thing. So you're getting swept up into how good the experience is, how professional they are right from the very beginning.
So you're going to be, actually, you are the only, what I would consider speaker other than myself at the event coming up in November. And you're going to be talking about how to write killer copy fast. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
Yeah, short-term memory, you know. And we just talked about this 15 minutes ago, and I'm already.
Mhm.
Anyway, um, can you give us a little, just like a onesie example, without giving away the whole presentation? Just kind of give us a flavor of what you're going to talk about, and how it's going to impact somebody's marketing and their business.
The key problem I try to help people overcome is the fear of the blank page. Because it's so common among writers. They've developed the term writer's block. It's so common, I'm sure, among business owners who are responsible for their marketing, and they may not know how to do it, or even if they have a sense of how to do it, they are intimidated by it. And my presentation is all about how to get past that level of intimidation, that level of fear, and be able to actually produce content, copy that you can send out and get some results from. Now, I'm not saying it's going to turn into like a Dan Kennedy kind of, highly effective $100,000 campaign that he's produced. But remember, as a small business owner who are, you're standing out from the crowd, 99% of the small businesses don't know about direct response marketing. They don't know how to create offers. They don't know how to use headlines, all that stuff. They have no concept of it. So by doing anything that's different, you automatically get people to raise their hand and go, hey, that's something different. And my whole program, my whole training is all about helping people get content out the door where we can do them some good.
That's awesome. And that's what we need. And, the whole theme of the event is GSD, get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see GSD all over the place. But, I mean, my middle name is implementation. So then this is one of the reasons that I picked Jack to do this, because what he's going to be talking about, you're going to hear it on Thursday or Friday, and you're going to go home and you're going to probably write stuff on the plane while you're on the way home and then implement it on Monday morning. It's that fast.
Yeah, I try to be very practical. I mean, I love theory. I'm a big fan of theory and understanding how things work. I'm also a big fan of just doing it. Yeah, real stuff that works. That's so important.
Great. So, guys, this has been another fantastic opportunity for you to meet with one of our expert resources, Jack Turk. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll
My
look forward
pleasure.
to seeing you in November
I can't
2nd,
wait.
2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The cool thing about Jack, too, is he's going to be hanging out, as all of the expert resources are going to be doing. And he's not like a guy with a booth and a table, and he's, you're going to have to be scared of him. Go tap him on the shoulder and ask him a question. He's not as scary as he looks.
No, I try not to be.
Just kidding. And if you're nice to him, he might do a magic trick for you.
Yeah, no promises, but yeah, it could happen.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you again, Jack, for being here. I certainly appreciate it. And we'll see everybody in Baltimore in November.
Sounds good, man.